So no, this is not a Fluke 17B Max. This is a Fluke 79 Series 2. I was issued this in my engineering job in 1991, and I just finished repairing it, and it still works just as well as the day I got it. But I thought it was time to get another Fluke after 50 years or whatever it is. So that's when I ordered the 17B Max. And looking at all the specs, I was torn between the 17B Plus and the 17B Max. And I realized that the 17B Max is strictly, designed not for export from China, and more on that in a minute. But I figured, okay, what's new in Plus and Max? Well, Max must be better because anything that's labeled Max is better than whatever the old one was. I mean, think Boeing 737 Max. It must be better. So anyway, I got this one, and overall I like it. But there's one thing that no one tells you in any of the spec sheets really that annoys me, and I thought I'd share that with you. So I won't go through this. Is not a product review. This is just a rant. And the one thing that annoys me about the 17B Max that no one tells you in the specs or otherwise, and I'll show you that, is temperature. By the way, the Max does a few things that the Plus doesn't. For example, it has this neat little input alert so that if, for example, you plug some probes in on your amps and you put this on voltage, it'll complain. It'll tell you that you're about to blow a fuse, this little red light, and it comes on. And it's got a couple of features like that that the Plus doesn't have. But apart from that, the feature that really annoys me is how they implemented temperature. So there's temperature. And this is the Type K probe, thermocouple probe that comes with it. So we'll plug that in. And that's working fine. And you'll notice one thing. It's displaying in degrees centigrade. Great, so let's try it out. And here I have some water that's been iced for a while. We'll dunk it, and it pretty quickly goes down to about 0.6, 0.4, 0.3, minus 0.1, 0. So yeah, it's well within spec. Spec, by the way, for this meter is 2 degrees at this temperature. Spec is plus or minus 2 degrees centigrade. So it's well within spec. So no issues there. So I figure, wait a minute, I'm in the United States. Let me see if it looks good in Fahrenheit. Except range. Any button. Bueller. Hold. Well, I got hold. Just do relative. Yeah, it does. I guess it does relative, but notice it's stuck in degrees centigrade. There's no way to put it in Fahrenheit. Great. You can maybe hold it down. I tried everything. There's no way to get this thing into Fahrenheit mode. Now, that's ironic because one of the features of these is if you push the hold button down and just turn it on, it will sit there on the showing you all the segments on the display. And notice up here, there's a degree F symbol. So it's perfectly capable of displaying Fahrenheit, but it doesn't want to do it. Tricky little devils. Take a look here from the manual. Look at item number 6. What's missing? By the way, when this says 17B Max only on some of these items, that's simply to tell you that the 15B Max doesn't do that. That's all it means, because the manual is for both the 15B Max and the 17B Max. Speaking of manual, any time you buy a 17B Max in the United States, it's going to be gray market, and you won't get an English language manual. But that's okay because it's easy enough to find. Just Google that, and you'll find a link into the Fluke website for the product page, including the manual for the 17B Max. If you start at the Fluke homepage, you'll probably have trouble finding it. So yeah. So unfortunately, in China, they don't really care about Fahrenheit. like we do here in the United States and Liberia. And it turns out, there's the software revision number, there's no way to switch it into Fahrenheit mode. And I looked everywhere, and they don't specifically say anywhere that you can't put it in Fahrenheit mode, because I guess in China, no one would bother to ask, since China, I guess, uses centigrade. So that's really my rant, that they have the display. It could display Fahrenheit if they wanted to, but it doesn't. And the 17B Plus does allow you to switch, and that's in the manual. But I'll show you an excerpt from the 17B Max manual here, what it says, and you'll see that it says nothing. So just be aware, because you're not going to see this spelt out in any of those YouTube Fluke 17B Max reviews. And apart from that, I kind of like this meter. It's just fine. It feels like a Fluke. It's just fine. By the way, this was the thermocouple probe that came with it. I have a couple of others. Not that that'll get me into Fahrenheit, but let's see what happens. Here's one from a cheap Anang meter. It's also a type K, but I don't know if it'll work. So it also has a little positive symbol there, so let's plug it in. 25 degrees C, that looks promising. Let's see what happens when we dunk it. Okay, -1.5. We're still within spec, although it's a little bit off from, oh no, it's going down. So basically the same thing. And certainly within spec, maybe 1 degree different from the other one. So, okay, that's nice. I suppose if I want to use this for temperature, I will use their official Fluke thermocouple. One other one I happen to have, I'm not sure if this one came from the Bryman or the EEVBlog, but anyway, this is another one that's more probe style, and there is a plus and minus here, and I think I'm getting it right. I should put a dot on it. I think this is the right way. Okay, 27 degrees C, a little warm in here. Let's dunk it, and we'll give it some time. Okay, yeah, it's getting there. A little more thermal mass to deal with. So yeah, all the Type K thermocouple probes seem to work pretty much the same on this meter, and I guess that's a good thing. So that's my rant about the 17B Max. Am I sorry I bought this? No, not at all. It's a nice meter. It's sturdy. It's a Fluke. Does it have every feature under the sun that you'd get with a Bryman or the EEVBlog new one? No, it doesn't. But everyone should own a Fluke or two. Thanks for watching.